Hello, this is D, and I'm back with another video, and I can't believe it's coming across my timeline right now that the US Federal Trade Commission is reviving its challenge against Microsoft's corporation's $69 billion acquisition of video game company Activision Blizzard, a move which may seek to unwind the deal after it closes. Oh my gosh, these guys just don't quit. This is unbelievable. They got scolded by Congress. They got their funding cut, and they're still trying to come after Microsoft. This is just unheard of. Now, I gotta point out, first of all, that there is nothing that the FTC can do to prevent this deal from closing at this point in time. They lost their bid for a preliminary injunction, so they cannot stop the deal. Now, in my last, I think it was the second last video that I did, we talked about Microsoft finally getting approved in the UK, and I mentioned that the FTC could come back in theory and levy some sanctions against Microsoft. So it's not like they couldn't do it, just most people thought that they wouldn't do it. They lost so badly in court. They were embarrassed. Like I said, the Congress scolded them. They cut their funding. It was just a whole debacle. So you would think that the FTC has had enough, but apparently not. And as I'm going through my comment section here, I'm seeing people post their reaction to this. And this one post has, oh my gosh, as you can see it on the screen there, it says, "I didn't hear no bell." Colt Eastwood put, "Throw the damn towel! Throw in the damn towel!" That's hilarious, man. It's unbelievable. Now, I gotta say to Xbox fans, the likelihood of the FTC succeeding is slim to none. They had no evidence to begin with. Their case actually proved Microsoft's points. And when you really look at all of the evidence that they presented, they were pretty much representing Sony, because the only people that would have been affected by this deal was Sony. You had Nintendo, you had Nvidia, you had Boosteroid, you had all these other companies that would benefit from it. Like I said before, Microsoft doing this deal allows more people to have access to this game if this deal was not done in the first place. So it makes no sense, their argument that this would harm consumers, when more consumers are going to have access to these games. They're going to have access to these games through Nvidia. Now we know they're going to have access to these games through Ubisoft. If you have a Sony PlayStation, you're probably going to be able to subscribe to the Ubisoft service and get access to these games in the cloud. So more people are going to have access to these Activision Blizzard games. So it makes no sense for the FTC to step in, because they're supposed to be protecting consumers. But as we all know, really they're just protecting Sony's interests, like I said, because Sony is the only company that would have been affected by this merger. It's unbelievable. Lena Khan, she needs to step down. She is out of control. I don't know what's wrong with her ego or her common sense, but something is broken. When you have no evidence to begin with, when you get scolded by Congress and lose a large amount of your funding, you still choose to go after Microsoft once again? And we're also hearing that they're going after Amazon. So is your plate not full? It's unbelievable. Now, to the Xbox fans out there that are worried, don't be worried about this. They cannot stop the deal. At the very worst, they could have some sanctions, some fines imposed on Microsoft. But I gotta be honest with you guys, that's not gonna happen anyways, because their case, it's just weak. It really is. And they were exposed. And I think a lot of things are gonna happen just from the FTC once again trying to go after Microsoft. I think Lena Khan should be fired, or she should step down. Now, I don't think the latter is going to happen. I don't think she's going to step down. I think she's going to have to be removed, because she is drunk with power. Now, I can understand if you had some credible evidence that Microsoft was not going to let these games go on other platforms, if they were going to hoard all these games and make all of them exclusive, specifically Call of Duty, because that was the game that everybody seemed to care about the most. They didn't care about the other games. They cared about Call of Duty and it being exclusive on the Xbox platform. Sony has signed a deal post-hearing that will ensure that that game is on their platform for the next 10 years. They made a deal with Ubisoft in order to get this deal approved in the UK, ensuring that they don't have control over the ABK games in the cloud, that other providers can get it. So why are you once again coming after Microsoft if it's not your ego? Please somebody explain it to me in the comment section, because this really just doesn't make sense. Now, I feel sorry for the taxpayers, because the taxpayers are going to be paying for this. And Congress already blasted the FTC for wasting the taxpayers' dollars. They said, why are you going after this appeal when you know you're going to lose this appeal? Because your evidence is not supported. So you're wasting the taxpayers' dollars. And once again, Lena Khan from the FTC doesn't give a damn, because she's going against Microsoft again and using the taxpayers' dollars to do so. Now, if you live in the States, I would be complaining about this. I would be complaining to the government. I would be complaining that she is wasting my tax-paying dollars. So to give you the official lowdown, I'm going to read Tom Warren's post. Now, like usual, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you guys can check it out for yourself. Now, he goes on to say that the FTC is planning to resume its administrative case against Microsoft's proposal Activision Blizzard acquisition soon. The administrative case will commence 21 days after the Ninth Circuit rule on the FTC's appeal. The administrating hearing will be held live virtually. Now, this is just incredible. As you can see on the screen, you can see the official document filed by Lena Khan. Now, I'm not going to waste your time or insult you guys in reading it. You can see it on the screen for yourself. But I just got to say right off the bat that this is incompetence at its finest. This is how you waste taxpayers' dollars. This is what happens when your ego is running out of control and you can't take a loss or take no for an answer. It's unbelievable. Once again, Microsoft has given Sony a contract that allows them to have Call of Duty on their platform for 10 years. They signed a deal with Ubisoft to distribute their cloud games. So if you thought that the evidence was weak in the FTC's case before, it's even weaker now, because Microsoft is allowing these games to be available to every provider. It just makes no sense. So somebody please try to make it make sense to me. Now, if I was Microsoft, I would get this deal closed with the quickness before the FTC tries any type of loophole, tries anything sneaky. I just don't trust them, and I really don't like the FTC. I think right now, I'm not saying the FTC as a whole that they don't do good work. They do. But under the leadership that they currently have right now, I think they're extremely incompetent. They failed miserably with their preliminary injunction. That should have been enough for the FTC. But apparently the FTC is a glutton for pain and wasting taxpayers' dollars. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about all of this. It's a shorter video today. I just saw this come up and I just was in a state of disbelief that the FTC actually is coming after Microsoft once again. Now, the good news is that they cannot stop the deal from going through. However, they're going to try to impose some type of sanctions, try to break up some of the assets that Microsoft gained from this ABK deal. In the end, ultimately, I think the FTC will fail miserably. But once again, this is the FTC not being self-aware, being incompetent, and wasting the taxpayers' dollars. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you think that the FTC has lost its mind once again going after Microsoft? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. And like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one.